I've worked for
Sorry.
them, right? I've worked for them for 26 years. Um, I've been married to Martin for 24 years. Andrew's almost 20 and Harry's almost 9. Um, my kind of day-to-day life, my job's very pressurized. Um, if I can kind of put it into context, if I don't get things right in my job, NatWest, RBS, and Ulster Bank aren't able to make euro payments and they get kicked out the payment scheme. So it's quite a high pressure job, but I do enjoy it. At home, I run about after the boys. Both are footballers, so takes up a lot of my time, games, training, etc. I've got a gorgeous dog called Rocky, so at least he gets me out walks, which is good, even in the winter. And I guess before starting with you, Dawn, I had lost some weight. I'd lost about 4.5 stone, but it had like completely plateaued. And it had been it plateaued for about a year. So I joined Pure Gym thinking, right, I need to move a bit more. The kind of trying to control my food wasn't working, it wasn't working anymore. So joined Pure Gym, started going to classes, but nothing was really changing. So, I mean, I enjoyed going to the classes, but nothing like physically, nothing was changing for me. I was always quite lethargic, didn't feel great about myself, and basically felt as if I needed a change, but I didn't know what that change was. And then one of my friends, Lorna, who joined the gym at the same time as me, had said, like, why don't we get a PT and we can maybe do like joint PT sessions? I'm like, yeah, absolutely up for that. So I did the research for, because again, I felt dead nervous about it. I thought, oh God, I don't want to go to somebody that's going to completely judge me and, or not give me what I want. So did a bit of research. Obviously, I saw Dawn on the Pure Gym website anyway, and you only did women, and felt that you understood women and the challenges that we face. And yeah, basically the rest is history, I suppose. But it's the best thing that I've ever done for myself.
Yeah, yeah, and do you know, like it just like your plate is so full, isn't it? Like every woman's, isn't it?
Aye,
Your plate is so full with everything, and you juggle it all really, really well. And what's happened there is you've been at the bottom of that list, and
absolutely.
you've been right at the bottom.
Always.
Um, aye. So, what would you say that life looks like now for you?
Um, Loads of energy, which again is just a total 360. I'm strong as fuck.
Yes.
I'm another like 4.5, probably over 4.5 stone down. And I just love the gym. It's like completely transformed my life. It's funny because wee Harry says to me that I've got two homes now. I've got like here, like my family home, and then I've got the gym. So
Oh, well, it's not bad. It's good to have multiple homes to go to, isn't it?
yeah, as I say, probably the biggest thing for me is, as I say, I've got so much energy now, and I've almost got like a new lease of life and a new buzz
hmm
about life. Whereas before I was just kind of a stuck in a rut and didn't really know how to get out of it, and this has definitely dragged me out of it. Not kicking and screaming. Well, maybe kicking and screaming to begin with, but not anymore.
No, not at all. You were very compliant right for the start. So you were like you, and you always want to do things right as well. So you do. I think
Aye,
that's a quality you've got. With if you're doing it, you're doing it right.
aye.
You know that way.
Definitely all or nothing, and I am a bit of a perfectionist as well.
Yeah, yeah. But it stands you in good stead sometimes. So it does, like in this type of thing. So. Did you have a moment like during this kind of journey where you realised that this wasn't just another diet attempt, where we've all did that and where we've had that where we've went, right, that's it, I'm not eating sweeties, I'm not having takeaways, and I'm just going to eat vegetables
Aye.
for the next, do you know what I mean?
So I
Um,
think I mean for me, I had kind of I had gotten into quite a good mindset with food and the fact and the respect that I think I realised I was going to say quickly, it wasn't quickly at all. Probably took me about a year to realise once I was kind of on that weight loss journey that actually dieting my entire adult life had got me into the mess that I was in. So, being so restricted and think, oh God, I can't have that, I can't have that. So actually, what worked for me up until the point joining you was that I can have what I want, just not
Mhm.
hundreds it. So just like everything in moderation. It's funny, my dad always said that, have everything, but just have it in moderation. Never really listened to him, to be fair, like, but as I say, getting out of that diet mentality was a real shift for me, but also with starting with you, I realised really quickly that it wasn't just about weight loss. It was about almost about kind of a finding myself and also, I think what was really supportive with you, Dawn, was I think right from the off, I said to you, I'm not going to track my food. I'm not weighing in regularly because actually,
Triggers you.
it triggers me, and I was scared about becoming obsessed. I've been down that road kind of so many times, and actually, a number of years ago, developed an eating disorder, and 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 it took me years to kind of get out of that type thing. So with you, it was like completely fine, and you totally supported me with that. And then actually, a couple of months in, I felt comfortable to start weighing myself,
Mhm.
and I didn't get obsessed.
Mhm.
So I mean, that for me was a huge win, and I understand that there was more to it than just weight. And I started obsessing more about lifting heavier. Like push yourself more.
Great obsession.
It's like I had a different obsession. But yeah, as I say, that I found you so supportive in that kind of a phase that you're like, right, fine, don't want to track your food, that's absolutely no problem. Don't want to weigh yourself, absolutely no problem. So um
Yeah. No, that's really good that you say that because that brings up that thing where one size doesn't fit all. Do you know that way? Everybody's got things and like it's something like a scary amount of women, 85% I'm sure of women suffer with disordered eating, which isn't as extreme as an eating disorder, but there's a high percentage of women have got an eating disorder as well, and it can be such a trigger and the scale weight thing is so common for women because you've got an emotional attachment to that number, haven't we? It's like we're almost taught by society, I think, sometimes like to shrink and the smaller the better and the quieter the better and don't have an opinion and don't be loud and don't be this and like
I'm all of those things.
aye, same. Same, but I know that's actually really nice to hear because like I'm glad that you didn't feel pressured into having
No,
to
not
do
at all.
anything because I do it should be led by the client. That's what coaching is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's so nice to hear. So it is. So how has life changed outside of kind of scale weight since you've lost nearly 10 stone? A whole person.
I mean, I think that is a really good question, and I guess for me, I feel as if I'm more present.
Hmm.
So, like, I'm more aware of how things like sleep, hydration, all those kind of good, that kind of good stuff really affects the whole journey. And also that I, I, I just need to trust the process. So you're the expert here. And I mean, I think, I don't know when it was, maybe Dawn, like, I mean, probably away last year, maybe about 8 months ago. I remember saying to you one time in the gym about my skin being crepey. So not so much loose, but kind of crepey, like because obviously the weight. And I was convinced the only way that I could fix that was getting surgery. That would be the only fix for it. I could lose all this weight, but actually I wouldn't look any better because I've got all this shitty skin. But you told me, look, it might take 12 months, but just it will get better and just trust the process. And you were right. Like, I mean, I'd says in the group, it's like that one of those videos you shared, I couldn't stop looking at my arms. I'm like, oh, God, are they my arms? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like now, I mean, I enjoy shopping, right? I hated shopping before, like when I was bigger, hated shopping. And I enjoy shopping and trying to figure out actually what's my style now.
Mhm.
And shopping for a size like 12 is like mental. Like I still can't get my head around it. Sometimes it's like even a 10 and a top. And as I say, it just blows my mind. But I mean, I've not been this size for 30 years. Um, I'm much more confident. My mental health is like improved like tenfold. And I've just got a completely different outlook on life now.
I love that. Like that's so good. Like it's not just physical into that, it's been like emotional and mental as well. And like it's so like you know yourself, you can have a see if you're sitting at a desk all day, you don't realise how bad it makes you feel. And you're not like not moving. And it's like you then you'll maybe go to the gym later on. Like I remember a Thursday used to be like a admin day for me, right? And I used to go to the gym and teach a class on a Thursday night and I'd feel like depressed. And then I'd go to that class, and after it, I'd be like, oh, life's not that bad. Do you know that way?
Exactly. And what I've found for me, like you're right, like obviously I do have a desk job and I'm in meetings most days, all day, and but I'm now being really, again, really selfish. Not selfish, like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking after myself, so I make sure I take my lunch break and actually get to the gym, and it makes me feel so much better. I don't get that 3 o'clock slump anymore that I'm purely on in my head off and meetings and stuff because I'm like, oh, I'm like energized for the
Yeah.
rest of the afternoon and whatever it.
It's, do you know,
That's good.
your work benefits for the fact that you're so active because people that just work and work and work with their nose against the grindstone, they just become blunt. Do you know
Yeah.
that way? And their brain goes blunt and they just switch off. Whereas if you can take yourself away, reset, you go back and you're much more productive, you're doing a better quality of work. So they benefit as well. So they should probably pay for half your coaching.
Yeah, they should definitely give me a pay rise.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Go in and get one. Just say, listen, I've been thinking. We'll back you up.
Sign
Aye.
a petition for me.
You do. You work so hard though as well, because work-life balance was a thing that you really, really had to put a focus on, didn't you? Because you do have that, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this well, and that spills over to your work as well, doesn't it? So that's
Aye.
something that you've really had to be like, no, wait a minute, I'm going to
I've
going
had
to
to be
do
more disciplined, much more disciplined with myself.
Yeah, no, that's
For
fantastic.
myself.
So that's yes. Right, so next thing, what can you do now that old Gail wouldn't have even considered at all?
Um, so I mean, there's the obvious things, right? Like, wearing shorts or a bikini or even just having bare legs. Like, like it's like that's the kind of obvious things. But probably the biggest thing for me is trying to reach my full potential, which I haven't yet because I know I've got so
Yeah,
much more to give,
yeah.
but I will. I'm so determined. I will reach like my kind of a full potential. Obviously, I'm running. I never ran for 30 years, maybe more. Um, I'm probably like, I mean, they'll kill me for saying this, right? But I'm probably as strong as my husband and probably Andrew, like my 20-year-old son. Do you know what I mean? If not stronger. Um, in fact, I'll tell you a funny story. My neighbour chatted at my door on Friday to say, is Andrew in? I've got a delivery and it's a big new dining room table and I've left it out the back and it took 3 men to lift it into the house. So do you think that Andrew could come and give us a hand? And I was like, that's fine. Went and got him. And she went to help us. I says, it's fine. Like me and Andrew will get it. And Andrew lifted one end and I lifted the other. And he's like, shit, this is heavy. I'm like, oh, come on, don't be daft. Like, you know what I mean? And even like Claire's like, oh my God, that gym's really paying off. So, but I so
Brilliant.
I, and I would say like what old Gail wouldn't have done was put myself I like put myself forward for things that I would never have dreamt of doing before. So even just that, I would be like, oh my God, I'm not answering my door because like she might ask me to do something and I don't want to do it and I'm feared to do it. Whereas now, completely different. I think as I say, I'm doing things now I would never have dreamt of doing years ago, even just a few years ago. I'm focusing on me, not 100% of the time, obviously, but a lot of the time, which is a whole new concept. And I think as well, I'm making better choices. I'm 100% making better choices, not just with food and things like that, but just in general, I'm making better choices because I'm thinking about me
Yeah.
as opposed to others.
I love that. That's so good to hear. Like that's so like empowering to hear. Because it's like it's no selfish. Like know how women have always got to go. I'm being a wee bit selfish. I'm doing this. It's no selfish. It's necessary for a healthy like body and a healthy mind and all that stuff, isn't it? Like how much are we girls taught, right? Like make sure everybody else is comfortable. Like
Mm.
don't worry about you. Make sure everybody else is comfortable, and that's wrong. Isn't it? Like that is wrong. Like we girls should be taught, make sure you're comfortable. And if a man makes you, if your friend's dad makes you uncomfortable when you're a teenager, tell him, fuck off, you creep.
Exactly.
But it
Exactly.
always happens. I do, I just love hearing that. And the benefit is that like Harry sees you going to the gym, like him saying to you, that's your second home. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's a positive thing, isn't it? Like he sees you
Absolutely.
taking care of yourself and being strong and like that's puts you in good stead for when they've got kids. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You'll still be healthy and fit and able to
Yeah.
babysit.
Aye.
So I like love that. So you now obviously you mentioned like you now run because I can always remember guys, right? Gail came to me and said, I think I could run. Do you know that way? I think like you were out walking and stuff, weren't you? And you were like, I feel like I could run. Like such a good sign, isn't it, when somebody says that to you, like my walking's at such a good pace, I feel like I could run. And then she started running, and obviously you weight train regularly. So if somebody had told you that this would become your lifestyle, say like a couple of years ago, like what would you have said? Like that you're going to be lift weights?
No, seriously though, but I probably would have. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, in saying that, I've always, even when I was fat, I was like, I was always quite fit for being fat, if you know what I mean. It's and I mean, my mum used to laugh. She's like, I don't know how you're not a size six because like I'm just on the go all the time. But it was different on the go. But yeah, but this is, I mean, obviously this is a whole new level. Like even when I think about my steps, like I
Yeah.
mean, even 6 months ago, I would struggle to hit like 6K steps a day just because of my job. But now I'm hitting like 12K consistently every day, and I'm just that kind of still blows my mind a wee bit. But again, that's like kind of a planning. So there's days if I look at my diary and I think, oh God, I'm back to back all day, and it's like, right, okay, I know I need to get Rocky out, walk Carrie to school in the morning, and the circuit that I do is like it's like 1.2 miles, right? So I take Rocky, walk Carrie to school, and then I'll do the same at night time. But then I've got my walking pad, so if I'm on meetings that I don't need to be on screen, I can just listen. I'm on that, so it's just kind of again just kind of doing a wee bit of planning, which again I've never really been a planner, I must admit, but it's what
That surprises me. So it does.
I mean, I like things just to be so, but I'm not you know, it's like, and now in work, like you sit down with your boss and it's like, oh, where do you see yourself in 12 months? Don't know. Do you know? But so uh, yeah. So as I say, I'm kind of proud of those kind of things.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So it is. So what would you say to someone, right, that feels like they're broken and they can't lose weight and they can't achieve the things that you've achieved?
Um, Probably the first thing I would say is be kind to yourself because actually you can achieve much more than what you think you can achieve. Um, and put yourself first. Like, obviously not all the time because, you know, it's, as I say, we're all mums and we've got whatever partners, whatever. And, you know, so you do need to put some people first sometimes, but not all the time. Put yourself first. And, and thinking about this actually, like if you saw, like if the girls saw my before pictures, but like my terrible before pictures, also I've shared some with you, Dawn, right? Like standing there in my underwear. It's like you wouldn't, you know, obviously these are the ones that are only for public viewing, but you you would then believe that anything is possible. Like so others would believe that anything was possible if they saw what I was like 3, 4 years ago. Aye, you would, but aye, as I say, just put yourself first
Mhm.
and believe in yourself.
It's so funny, right? Because like well, not funny, but you've got a picture like that, right, that you're not comfortable sharing, and Charlene's got a picture like that she's not comfortable with sharing. She's comfortable with sharing every picture after, and so are you. So there's
Aye.
probably a wee bit of work to be done there. See, like with the way that you view your past self, I
Mm-hmm.
think for both of yous, because that person is still amazing, still gorgeous. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? But was just struggling with some things. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she moved her ass and she made it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like that version of you, like did it. So
And do you
she's
know what? And it's like, so if you're not going to do it for yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. So, but I mean, I do believe you do need to be in the right mindset. I mean, for me, when Harry was wee, see, I mean, obviously I had Harry later in life, um, and I remember thinking, I just want to be here, like to see
aye,
him like become a man and probably the way I mean I know it's a bit kind of doom and gloom but probably the way I was I potentially wouldn't have been and I didn't want to be that mum that couldn't go to the park with him and like join in with things and so I mean he kind of spurred me on
yeah.
a bit but then as I say you need to do it for yourself so
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And there's a thing that like, see, for some people, it's not possible for them just yet because, like, I don't know if you've heard the saying, right? So, see, when you see people that have got like mental health things and they've got actual illnesses and stuff, right? And you get people like Katie Hopkins that says, you don't need something that rattles, you just need a pair of trainers and blah, 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 saying that they should get out. Like, that's not true. Like, because there's like a wee saying, right? When you're drowning, it's very hard to see all the places you can swim to because all you're doing is trying to keep your head above water. So you can't focus on, oh, I can go to the gym or I can do this because you're struggling to brush your teeth. Do you know what I mean? Like with there's like I hate the term no excuses because there isn't excuses, there's reasons.
Mhm.
There's some people don't have the bandwidth yet to do all this stuff, don't they not? Because you need to be in a place where kind of aye, like you do have that bandwidth, don't you? Like to do things. I always like I don't like that because like my brother had a mental health condition, and see if somebody had said to him, "Oh, you just don't want it enough," I'd probably have punched them in the face. Do you know that way? Like, because it's just so hard. There is actual reasons, isn't there? Like for some people, but then when you've got that space in your head and you're like, well, actually, yeah, I could spend some kind of time on myself type of thing. So that's great, Mrs. So what was the hardest habit for you to change?
um again probably putting my needs before others. As I say, I do definitely think that and as it, like being a woman, you feel guilty about absolutely everything, right? You feel guilty that if you're not putting your kids first, or you're not putting your partner first, or you're not, you don't want to put yourself first. And as I say, I think that has been one of the hardest things to change because you get completely bogged down with life but
Mhm.
then if you get completely bogged down and you're not in a great space, physically or mentally, then actually you're no use to those people that you're trying to put first.
Yeah,
Um, but it's taking a while to kind of get into that headspace and I think mindset can sometimes be the hardest thing to change. And but again, this is where I found that you've been so amazing and so supportive and you give your wee pep talks and it's yeah I mean like you give your wee pep talks and like sometimes even like your when we do your check-ins if there's something that I've been like oh I'm a wee bit pissed off with this or whatever and you're like ah, no like don't go down that road don't think like that and um yeah so I think it's like getting out of your head and
yeah,
in your brain has probably been the hardest habit.
yeah, yeah. And it can be, can't it? Like I think that you have to work on having like a growth mindset. So you do,
Mm.
because when people have got a fixed mindset, they don't see the possibilities with anything. Like there's a lot of people contact me and they say, oh, like I'm not going to do this just now. I'm going to wait until I've not got anything on. And I'm like, well, I'll never
I've
see
never
you then.
heard.
Aye, because life's not like that. And
Exactly.
and you need to learn how to do this with the social occasions and the holidays and the good things in life.
Hmm.
Because you don't live in a bubble. Like we don't live in those tiny wee perfect worlds and you can't maintain there's always something in
Hmm.
there. So
Absolutely.
aye. So I think being able to find the way to do it and the good in things and good enough's good enough. I think that's the most important thing. Like perfect's very rarely happen.
Hmm.
Aye. So last question, what surprised you the most about your fitness and weight loss journey?
So this, for me, it's how committed and how consistent I am. That's honestly, it's like it still surprises me, um, because over my life I have made choices to change habits and, going in this diet, going in that diet, or taking up a new activity or a new hobby or whatever, and I just get bored and stop.
Yeah.
I have like got the attention span of like a gnat, and I get so easily distracted and so bored. But with this, I've continually shown up, and I will continue to do so. Do so. Sorry, put my teeth in. And I still get bored easily,
Yeah.
but when I see my progress, that keeps me going. And also, um, and probably what I would say to anybody that hates taking the progress photos, I hated doing it. Like, I'm like, how am I supposed to stand? What am I supposed to do? How do I even work this camera?
I
Right.
showed you in the gym, remember? I was like, so do this and do that.
know. It's like do them basically do your progress pictures because then you'll actually see that progress and that's kind of spurs me on. I'm still amazed and it's sometimes how I look in mine. But also what I think keeps me engaged is obviously you change your workouts every month. So it kind of keeps you on your toes, you mix things up a bit, and I get quite excited about like, a new week that we're getting new
What
exercise.
variation?
But as I say, so for me, it's definitely how committed and how consistent I've been, and I feel as I know it's a bit of cliche, but it's a lifestyle change, and it's
Yeah,
a lifestyle that I'm now committed to, and I enjoy. Like,
yeah. What do you think it was? Like, what do you think was different for you this time? I know, like, I think you've got buy-in, see when you've started to see your results and stuff, but up until that point, what do you think it was? Like that,
encouragement, I would say probably encouragement for you, especially when, like, obviously when I first started with you, you were still doing like physical PT, and for me, I used to look forward to that session because I knew that you would push me, and I knew that actually that without that push, I would end up being comfortable,
hmm
and so actually you pushing me and me being able to see what I'm capable of has
hmm
like really kind of helped get out of that kind of uh, you know, I'm not
yeah,
going to bother turning up or whatever, but
yeah. I think you're really good at pushing yourself now as well, though, because
I
like
am.
your true coach sessions, like your progressive overload is overloading.
Aye.
So as you can see it, you're always pushing for that wee bit extra. So that's just fantastic, Mrs. Thank you so much. So I'm going to Kerry and Vivian. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask if you want to unmute? And just have a wee question. I'll take this part away.
No, I don't have any questions. That was super, Gail. That was a great story. I loved it. I'll need to go on mute because Lyle's telling me a chicken licking story just now.
Oh,
Hey,
nice. No worries. What about yourself, Vivian? Have you got any questions for Gail?
I just think maybe because you have done it for so long, like you're saying you've been part of the programme, been done, like what keeps you? I know you're saying the results and your strength and everything. Is there ever any points where you're like, your head goes down?
I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't. I mean, I must admit, like when it came to Christmas time and all the rest of it, I'm like, oh, can I really justify the cost and all this kind of stuff? And then I thought, damn, I can because it's on me, so there is kind of a times I'm a bit like that. But no, probably, I mean, especially I would say in the last kind of a 6 to 8 months, I've not had any wobbles. I've not had any time that I've been like, oh, nah, this isn't for me anymore, and I'm going to quit. Um, as I say, I love it. I'm just buzzing about it, and as I say, I can't actually wait to see where I'm going. And well, Dawn will tell you, right? I am so determined to get to my 10 stone. So I think I'm 9 stone 8.5
Yeah.
down just now, right? And I cannot seem to shift that. But Dawn keeps on saying to me, you're in a body recomposition stage and all the rest of it, and the scales will move again, and it's not about the scales, but I just want to get to that number. And that's probably what's keeping me driving as well, and like keeping me determined, is because I want to get to that number. And then I'll be happy.
Oh no, and I'll be happy when statement.
I'll be happy with it. And then I'll be like, oh, I could maybe just do another wee half stone, or I could maybe.
That's so what happens on a weight loss journey. See, when you become like a gym person and a fitness person, like you set a goal, you achieve that, and then you set another goal, and then you achieve that, and then it's like you're never happy. But that's why, right? See, the journey, you should do your best to enjoy the journey because that's the fun bit. Because see, when you do achieve something, right, you're excited about it. It's a great feeling, but you get a bit flat after it,
Yeah,
I
all right,
think.
what's next?
Aye, you do, don't you? You get a wee bit flat. So you do.
You know, it's funny because I am right throughout my kind of weight loss journey, I've never set myself a target, ever,
Yeah.
right? And although when I was approaching my 9 stone, I thought, right, that's me, get to that, I'll be happy. And then I went over it and I thought, oh, okay, I could maybe do 9.5. And then I got to 9.5. And then, but I mean, to be fair, as I say, the scales haven't changed for me for a long time, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But as I say, it's like probably setting myself goals and targets. I'm really competitive
Mhm.
and really kind of target driven and stuff. And I mean, I can't even play air hockey with my husband because I get too
Got to
competitive.
beat them.
I just want to kill him. And so probably that I think having that competitive streak has really helped.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good thing to be competitive with yourself as well. You like to see where you've been and then be like, right, I want to beat that. Do you know that way? Like,
So, but also I probably haven't set myself targets before because of fear of failure.
oh really?
So because it's like, well, if I set that target and I don't get to that target, then I've just let myself down.
I'm going to do a training on the failure trap because do you know what? You should fail regularly. Like,
Aye,
see if we're not failing, then we're not reaching far
aye,
enough.
proven.
Go
Well,
that
as
way.
it was invented the light bulb, I probably smashed like 1,000 light bulbs before one actually worked. So
Aye, like definitely. What's that saying? Like fail forward fast, I think it is. It's like you definitely like I fail all the time with loads of things. Do you know that way? Like loads of things. Like I've got this half marathon on Sunday and I'm at first I was like, oh, I want to do it in 2 hours. And now I'm like, oh, I'll be happy if I get in 2.5. And then I'm like, oh. Like my toenails fell off. See one of my wee toes,
oh,
my
it's a
toenails
runner's
fell
thing,
off.
isn't
Oh,
it?
it's horrible. And I'm getting my toes done tomorrow. Can you just
Nine
take
of them
it off?
done.
Nightmare. But yeah, I like and like failure doesn't feel nice, doesn't it? No, but getting used to it, I think like
I'm feeling
see in this
comfortable.
journey especially. See, like people when they struggle, they go quiet, right? And they always will say to me, "Oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't answer you, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "It's fine. That's part of the process. That's you're right where you should be." Do you know that way? People get some success and then they have a weekend away and then they fall off track for a week and they're like, "Oh, I've ruined it." But you've not really. You're right where you're meant to be because that's part of it. Do you know what I mean? And learning how to get back on track is really good. Like it is like necessary. Whereas if everything was plain sailing, you'd learn nothing. But you
And
know,
actually, the question that you asked about, what kind of habit, has been difficult to change, probably that as well. But now again, I think it's all a mindset thing. It's like I'm happy to go out. I'm happy to go out for food and drink. As I say, instead of drinking like 10 pints of cider, I'll just drink gin because I know it's lower in calories and less fat and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And again, it's like I always used to think if I'm out for dinner, I'd be like, all right, this is such a treat, so I'm going to have like the most rich or the whatever thing in the menu. Whereas now I'm actually like, do you know what? This is a treat because I'm not having to cook.
Yeah.
So, and I can just pick something that's maybe a bit more sensible, but still enjoy it because I've not cooked it.
Yeah, 100%. And
Yeah.
you can be intentional with your meals out and your nights out and stuff. You can be like, right, this is going to be, I'm having three courses and I'm having drinks. Do you know what I mean? Or you can go, right, I'll just have two courses and I'll have three drinks. Do you know what I mean? Like you can, every meal out doesn't need to be a free for all.
Yeah.
Not like if it's something that's
Yeah.
really important to you, say like a I can't say that word, celebratory dinner,
Nice.
then yeah, 100% go all in. But if it's your pal wants to catch up and you're like, oh God, I'm loving my results I'm getting for my diet now, then you can be like, right, I'm going to check the menu beforehand. I'm just going to have like a main. I'm not going to have creamy sauces. I'll have two drinks. Like you can absolutely plan it.
Yeah.
It's within your control. That's the thing, isn't it? Because a lot of people will hand over their control and they'll be like, oh, I'm going out though. And you're like, yeah,
Um,
you can absolutely
and
enjoy that. Yeah. And it's that meal often it doesn't have that big an effect. It's what you do
uh,
after it. It's
and
if
also
you do it.
it's one meal out of what,
Aye,
21 out
aye.
of
See the
so,
rest of the week if your habits are
yeah.
on point, that meal is like a drop in the ocean. So it is like it doesn't have an effect at all. I remember see like how you were mentioning, I wanted to touch on that point, see how you were saying like moderation. That's
Hmm.
so true. Like moderation, like everything in moderation is absolutely fine. But the one thing, moderation's hard. Do you
That
not
is
think so? Moderation is hard. See, like you get some people, it's knowing yourself, I think, because you've got some people that can go, right, so see for myself, right, I like a wee chocolate bar. I didn't until I had my second son. Like I was like a savoury person, but now I'm a sweet and savoury person. Woohoo. After I had him. And like if I say to myself, right, I'll have like a biscuit at night time, like a Kit Kat, and I save it for night time, I enjoy it. And like it's nice. See if I had that Kit Kat in the morning, that would set the tone for the rest of my day. Do you know that way? I would just eat chocolate the rest of the day. But then you've got some people that have one, it gives them a taste for it, and then they've smashed a full packet, and then that person should be like, right, yeah, I know I can't do moderation yet.
uh,
Do you know what I mean?
See,
Like,
that was me. I mean, crisps are my thing. Crisps, nuts, popcorn. I'm a definitely a savoury person, and it would be like, I mean, I could eat six packets of crisps, like inhale them. Whereas now I'm quite happy, like, to have a packet of crisps, and I'm
yeah,
quite happy, and I can stop at that, and because I've had it and I've enjoyed it, and but again, that has taken years, years to get to that kind of stage.
yeah, yeah. It is. It's definitely a skill, and it's like trial and error, isn't it? It's like finding
Mhm.
what works for you. So it is because it's,
Yeah.
it's different for everybody. Like everybody always like says, "Oh, you just need to be in a calorie deficit," but how? Like that's a calorie deficit is a protocol. Like it's not a strategy. Like, do you know that way saying to somebody, you just need to be in a calorie deficit? It's not really helpful to that person because they need to do some work to find out how they can create that deficit around the foods and drinks that they like because if I gave them the food and drink that I like, they probably wouldn't stick to it. Neither
Yeah.
would. And you can be like as well, see how you were saying about like Christmas and stuff like that. It's normal, right? See for your training to have seasons. See like the weather. See like during this kind of weather, right? It's good for running, it's good for doing races and events and going out and walking outside and stuff. See in the winter, it's all right to change. It's all right for your training to look different. Do you know that way? Because you do want to maybe spend a wee bit more time in the house or a wee bit more, you've got obviously got the festive season and stuff like that. So don't ever think that because you train a certain way just now, because you maybe do four weight sessions and two runs or three weight sessions and two runs, that it needs to look like that all year round. It doesn't. Do you know that way? Like it can be adjusted and other
Uh,
things in your life can be adjusted as well. Like my brain can work like that a wee bit where I think, oh no, but I was doing that, so I have to continue to do that. And that's not true. Do you know what I mean? It's normal for like athletes have off seasons as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's often where they go into a wee calorie surplus and grow some muscle. And do you know what I mean? So that when you come round to that kind of training season again, you're stronger and do you know what I mean? Better type of thing. So yeah. So does anybody else have anything else they want to ask you? No. Well, good. Well, thanks so much, Gail, for sharing your story with us. So I've recorded that, so I'll pop it into the group for people to catch up with when they're on their walks. I'll force them. I'll put it in their habit. I'm like, you need to watch Gail's hot seat.
Coach.
Aye. And if they don't do it, I'll be like, how no? Oh, there one of the wains has just cycled by the window. Thanks so much, Mrs. That was fantastic. So obviously we've got
Thank you.
We've got our 5K park run, no this Saturday, but next Saturday. Are any
Yes.
ladies coming along?
Is any what?
Any of you ladies coming along to
I am.
You're doing
Yes.
it? Yay. Yeah. Is this going to be your first 5K?
I
That's so
hope my
good.
hip can take it.
Your hip, aye, just go easy. Do you know what I mean? Just go at
I'm assuming because it'll be on grass and stuff, it'll be obviously
so
soft.
Drumpelliers, like
Honestly.
you're on a wee bit of tarmac and then you're in the woods and you go round
Aye.
it twice and then you're back. So
Aye.
yeah. So aye. What about you, Kerry? Are you doing the run?
No, I don't want to run anymore.
Oh, you were such a runner a few months ago.
I know, but since I've hurt my ankle, I'm just like,
Oh.
I think Amanda's going to like walk and run, so she is, because she doesn't.
aye.
She's going to do like a wee walk and jog if you fancied that. No,
What time is it at?
9:30 on the Saturday at
Right,
Drumpellier. So not
Right.
this Saturday, but next Saturday.
I mean, to be fair,
right.
I might even be doing a walk and run. Do you know what I mean? So-
I think I'll be doing that for the second part of my half marathon on Saturday. I plan to like do my 10K and then I'll maybe run for 2 minutes, walk for 2 minutes to get it finished.
Mhm.
I don't know why I signed up for it.
I
What
just
about yourself,
buckle under
Vivian?
pressure.
I think that's me, I know, because I just think, oh no, like, what if people are like judging me? But the reality is, I don't care. I'll just go do it and that's it. I'll be done. And then I'll get nice food after it. So that's what I'll look
Do you
forward
know
to.
what, Dawn? Like, so one of Harry's coaches, he's a runner. He's like he's up and out at 5 o'clock every morning, going for a run and all the rest of it, right? And he was saying to me, he's like, do you know what? When you go and do these things, somebody will always be behind you. Do you know what I mean? He's guaranteed someone will always be behind you. So don't go there thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be at the back. I'm going to be the slowest person there. He's like, he's guaranteed you won't be.
Yeah. Yeah, wee Ellie was saying that. See her last 10K that she did. She was like, I was so scared I was going to finish last. And she was like, and there was hundreds of people finished behind me. And I was like, yeah.
But you know what? See, even if you do, I mean, obviously let's say me and my pals are doing that high rock sim in June, and it's like, I'm not setting any expectations for myself apart from to finish it. So,
Aye.
like that, see if I finish and I've got like the worst time in my section or whatever, my age group, don't care. Because I just want to go and I want to do it and I want to finish it. And that for me is a win.
Well, that's it. You're still doing the same amount of work as everybody else. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same. I suppose it's the same with the half marathon. Everybody's running a half marathon, and it doesn't matter like what times.
Exactly.
That's the type of thing. What about you, Vivian? Are you coming along to the park run?
I didn't realise that you could walk it, so that's why I put it down. So I didn't realise you could. You just had to jog or run.
Yeah.
So I might come along then and do a mixture.
Aye, you can just do a wee walk and a wee jog. So you can like everybody starts somewhere, don't they? It's pure fun. So it is just fun. Right, guys, thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you.
Oh,
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
just to
Well
see you later.
done, Gail.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.